Do you feel that despite your best effort to achieve a certain thing in your life, to create a new habit, to create a new lifestyle, but despite your desire, everything feels like they are going against you? Everything feels like they are stopping you to create this habit, to create this change that you're looking for in your life. If that is your case, you might find yourself on the dark side of the innocent archetype. So today we are going to see here how the innocent archetype create self-sabotage. But before we go further, let me inform you that this is the ninth video of a series that we are making on how Carl Jung archetype creates self-sabotage. So we've already made a lot of video about that, about other archetype. You can check the link right there. But today we are going to see here how the innocent archetype itself create self-sabotage. In the previous video we've made, we've defined archetype as a potential, as a template of behaviors, right? As a model of behaviors. And these model of behaviors, they have been discovered by Carl Jung. He has been doing research about human nature, and this is when he found out these potential patterns of behavior, right? He found out that there are certain pattern of behavior, there are certain way of us of seeing the world, there are certain desires, right? Potential desires that are common because various people, different societies. And he called these pattern of behavior, he called these model of behavior archetypes. So these are desires, right? These are ways, these are potential way to act that we have inside of us. And he called them archetypes. So today we are going to see here what is the innocent archetype. Now, a good way for us to understand what is the innocent archetype is whenever that we found ourselves with this desire for security and safety. Whenever that we are looking for simplicity, whenever that we are looking to do things right, because we are looking for peace, we are looking for happiness, we are looking to keep things simple, just because underground we are looking for security, we are looking for safety, we are acting from the innocent archetype. So you can check here in your life in the past, whenever that you use this energy of the innocent archetype. You can see that by revising yourself, by revising your action, by revising the way that you behave in the past. And you'll see that there were certain moments in your life where you were looking for safety, where you were looking for security by keeping things simple as possible, by avoiding any complication, by avoiding any discussion. Whenever we do that, we are primarily acting from the innocent archetype. So we are using the energy of the innocent archetype, which, by the way, is the desire to look for safety and security by keeping things simple. And this is a good pattern of behavior because, like we always say, each archetype has its own light side, right? The side where we find the benefits, the advantages, and also the dark side. So the innocent archetype is a very great archetype because it helps us to maintain the feeling of security, to maintain the feeling of peace and happiness, and to keep things simple. Because sometimes when you keep things simple, you don't complicate things in your head, neither on your action. This is where you can achieve a certain result in your life, right? And you have done it in the past, you have used this energy in the past. Now, this is a very great archetype, but the problem starts when you go to the dark side of the innocent archetype. Now, I'm going to share with you one sign that you're acting from the dark side of the innocent archetype, so you can change that. But before I do so, let me inform you that we do have a framework, right? We do have a framework that we use to stop any self-sabotaging behavior and create the desired change that you want in your life. Now, the link is in the description below. You'll find it on the free guide we have. You'll find the link to the framework itself. And also, you'll find the link if you would like to use the framework to change the self-sabotaging behaviors, right? So the links, all of them, they are in the description below. You can check them out. Now, let us go back into the video to see what is one sign that can prove to you that you're acting, that you're behaving from the dark side of the innocent archetype. There is one primary sign that you're acting from the dark side of the innocent archetype, that you're using the innocent archetype to create self sabotage in your life. And that is whenever that you found yourself with this feeling or with the thought that everything is going against you. And therefore, nothing is your fault. Everything is someone else's fault or the environment's fault, right? So nothing is your fault. Now, whenever that you found yourself with this thought, with this feeling that everyone or everything is against you, everything is stopping you, whenever you perceive that everything is stopping you from achieving the goal that you're looking for, from achieving the change that you're looking for, this is a sign that you're acting from the dark side of the innocent archetype. And why is that? The reason for that is because, like we said earlier, the innocent archetype is whenever that you found yourself with this desire to keep or to maintain a feeling of freedom, to maintain a feeling of happiness, to maintain a feeling of calmness, right? To keep things simple. So you always try to have everything under control so you can maintain this feeling of happiness or to look for this feeling of happiness. So you're trying to keep things simple, to keep your security, to keep your safety, to maintain your safety. Now, what happens when we experience life in the real world with this desire? We often perceive a person acting from the innocent archetype, which the innocent archetype is their dominant archetype. We often perceive that someone, right, somebody or something is stopping us from achieving what we want. And therefore, is never our fault that we are not achieving the thing that we set ourselves to achieve. So that is a sign that you're acting from the dark side of this innocent archetype. There is something very bad with that. And the thing is this, if you always perceive that someone, that somebody or something is the cause of your mistake, is the cause of your failure, there is no way for you to learn from that experience. If you always perceive someone in your environment, somebody in your environment, or something in your environment as the main cause of your failure, there's no way for you to learn from that experience. And you always be controlled by this somebody, by this someone, or this thing, right? Because whenever that you perceive that, you are giving away your power to change, to learn, and to grow. So a person acting from the dark side of the innocent archetype always feel themselves innocent in any situation that they are experiencing. And if you always feel yourself that you are innocent on any experiences that you're living, right? In any situation that you're experiencing, there is no way for you to learn the lesson. There's no way for you to learn from this failure, from a mistake, because you always assign this mistake, you always assign the cause, the reason of this mistake or this failure to someone, to somebody else, or to something else. Why? Because you're looking for security, you're looking for safety, you're looking to maintain your feeling of happiness, your feeling of calmness, your feeling to keep things simple. Now, there is nothing wrong, like we said, with this innocent archetype because it helps us to grow. It helps us in certain situations. But what you must be aware is whenever that you're acting from the dark side, from the shadow side of this behavior. This is a very good behavior that can help us. You have used it in the past and you'll still use it in the future, right? So let's say that you want to make your finances better, right? So instead of you looking for ways, instead of you assuming the responsibility, right, and the potential that you have to change your finances, if you're always blaming your boss, if you're always blaming the job that you have right now, if you're blaming the economy, until they change, there will be no change in your finances. But if you assume the responsibility, if you know that you have the potential to change your finances, instead of trying to keep things simple, if you instead of trying to look for this false feeling of security, a false feeling of safety and you assume that you had the potential to change your finances and change any area of your life, instead of blaming someone else, instead of blaming something else or somebody else, you will change your life. And that's the reason stopping any self sabotaging behavior that you have in your life can improve the quality of your life, can improve your relationship, your business, your finances, your health. Because each one of us, we have certain self sabotaging behaviors that are stopping us to achieve the potential, to achieve the change, to achieve the desired transformation that we're looking for. We all have certain self sabotaging behaviors in our life, be it procrastination, be it perfectionism, right? Be it always blaming people for as the main cause of your failure. So anything it might be, we all have a certain self-sabotaging behaviors in our life. And until we are aware of the self-sabotaging behavior and we decide internally to change it, there is no way for you to achieve the potential. There's no way for you to achieve the desired change, the desired transformation that you're looking for. And that's the reason it is important for you today to take the decision to change, right? To transform, to stop this self-sabotaging behavior so you can have a different result. You can have a different quality of life. Because believe it or not, let's say a self-sabotaging behavior like procrastination, it's modifying, it's stopping you from a lot of potential that you could have in your business, in your relationship, in your health. So it's important to stop that. Now, in order for us to stop any self sabotaging behavior, the first thing we need is awareness. Awareness that we have a self sabotaging behavior and awareness that it can be changed, right? And as soon as we have the awareness of that, we can take a decision to change that. Now, we do have a framework of 5 steps that can help you to stop any self sabotaging behavior, and you'll find the link on the description below. There's a free guide as well that shows you the 4 levels of change so you can see which one of them keeps you stuck at the moment. But if you would like to change, if you would like to use our framework to change any self-sabotaging behavior, the link is on the description below. Now, if you have question on your self-sabotaging behavior because you've tried to change it before and you didn't succeed and you have question about that on how, why is it so hard, why do we self-sabotage, why is it so hard to stop a self-sabotaging behavior, if you have question about it, we're going to have a live event. The link is going to be on the description below. You'll be able to ask us question on why we self-sabotage, and you'll be able as well to ask question about your specific self-sabotaging behavior, and we are going to help you live to provide you with help and assistance on how you can change it. So we're gonna have the link of the event on the description below. You'll be able to participate with us, and also the video gonna be available. It's gonna be hosted on the platform, so you can watch it later on. So I'll see you there. But for now, if I had an advice for you, is to be aware of your behavior, be aware of your thoughts, be aware of your feelings, and always look for the result that you're getting in life. Because the result you get in life is the exact replica on how your internal architecture is built, because the what we have internally always reflect itself externally in our result. That was all for today, and then I'll see you on the next video.